Hey everybody, welcome into another edition of 5 Fantastic Minutes. Hope you are doing great out there. And today we're going to be talking about the psychology of focus, and specifically the 4-quadrant system that psychology uses when talking about focus and how we easily can get distracted and unfocused. And what you see on the screen right now is focusing with a purpose. Now, what psychology means by this in this quadrant system has nothing to do with how many things you're focused on, right? Focusing with just on one thing, which of course we talk about and suggest you can't focus on too many things at once. Otherwise, everything doesn't get implemented or focused on very well. But what this specifically talks about is focusing with an intentional, disciplined effort around the things that you can control, right? And not worrying about things that you can't control, especially when those things that you can't control are not going in your favor. Easier said than done, right? I'm going to give some examples of that here coming up. But focusing with a purpose in terms of this quadrant system is all around the discipline that you have about accomplishing and controlling the things that you have control over. All right, let's look at some examples of what I'm talking about. So weight loss. I like using this one because it's easy to understand. It's a goal a lot of people in society have. So let's say you're somebody that wants to get in better shape. All right, what psychology is talking about around a purposeful focus is making the intentional choice every single day, the disciplined choice to reduce calorie intake, increase your cardio workouts, increase your weightlifting workouts, reducing processed food intake. All right, those are 4 quick examples of many that would be classified under focusing with a purpose. Now, for many of you out there who are struggling with new patients, when the economy's down, you may not be getting as many calls, or the ones that do show up, you're not converting at the highest levels. We'll talk about in a minute. Focusing and talking about new patients is not going to do you any good. Right? Obsessing over that, obsessing over the weight scale in the previous example, weight loss, not going to do you any good. That is not focusing with a purpose. That's actually focusing and being distracted, keeping you from focusing with a purpose, which we're going to showcase here in just a second. So new patients, asking for referrals, team members out there, right? Being trained to ask properly, being trained to ask at the right time, having the intentional, disciplined decision to ask every patient to help your practice, your business out by sending more referrals, becoming more convenient, right? If you start analyzing the consumer journey for patients leading up to purchase, right? If you're convenient, you will create a brand of convenience that will eventually spread throughout the community and increase your new patients, enhancing your experience. Same way, the more the patient experience is refined from A to Z, the more referrals will be generated from that, helping you with new patients. Showcasing your technologies on social media, things like that. Again, disciplined choice of becoming really good at executing on the things that you can control. You have no control over anything outside of that. Overall conversion, again, enhancing experience. You have control over that. Enhancing, training people on becoming better at salesmanship. You have control over that. Open choice, flexibility with your payment plans, right? Flexibility is a term of affordability, right? The more affordable you are, and that has nothing to do with lowering your prices, everything to do with flexibility and open choice payment concepts, utilizing the technologies right, scanning with your iTero machine, understanding how to use the tools within the iTero machine to increase your conversion via a better exam room flow, exam room process. These are examples of focusing with a purpose. Those top level ones, weight loss, new patients, conversion though, is often what times people obsess over. This is an example of being distracted and detached from reality, which I'm going to show you now. So we just talked about focusing with a purpose. What most time happens, though, in the quadrant system is that we're so distracted as business owners, employees out there. You may be distracted with whatever in your career, your life, whatever it may be. We're so distracted that it keeps us from focusing with a purpose, right? We're so obsessed over more new patients, more new patients, more new patients, that if you gave that same obsession over the purposeful focus, the disciplined choices to control what you can control, you would have better results. But we're distracted. We get away from what we can control, and it ends up causing indecision. There's so many of you out there already know this, but one of the things we teach is being the fastest to implement, being the fastest to do, Be willing to screw it up as fast as you possibly can, because then you're able to fix the problems that arise and perfect them before the other guy or girl even thinks about possibly implementing them. Right? But distraction creates indecision, which is the enemy of progress. Many of you out there, you know what you need to do. Right? And part of that's focusing with a purpose. You know what you need to do, but you're indecisive about it. And that is a horrible place to be. And it leads to you all being in the worst possible place you can be, which is being detached from your business. And what does that mean? Is we start to blame a lot of things on things that don't matter. We start becoming Pinocchio and telling ourselves these lies on why we don't have more new patients, why our conversion is better, right? We say things like this. Right? Going back to the weight loss example, I'm not losing weight because I have a slow metabolism, right? If you've ever used that before, you are detached from reality according to psychology in this 4-quadrant system, right? I didn't get to go to college, so therefore that's why I don't make enough money, right? You are detached from the real problems. Down economy is why we don't have more new patients. Price shoppers is the reason why we can't charge a higher dollar amount. Competition is the reason why we're struggling. You see how I'm finishing these sentences? Psychology would say you're detached from reality, and here's why, right? Oprah Winfrey, one of the richest women in the world, didn't have education. She had a very impoverished upbringing. Her parental upbringing was awful, right? She has one of the worst upbringings of anybody in the world. Why is she so successful? Same way with other people who have slow metabolisms. Why are they losing weight and having success? Right? And then you look down in the business examples. Why are so many people in a down economy having their best years ever, not having new patient problems? Why, when the price shopper walks through the door, can they charge a high dollar, a premium price, and you can't? Right? And psychology is saying, look, we all live in the same conditions, right? Sometimes these conditions are uncontrollable, and a lot of times we cause the conditions to exist ourselves. But it's the intentional decisions that you're going to make to get out of them that is going to determine whether or not you fall in this success or failure column that I have up on the screen. Focus with a purpose, disciplined effort. And the people that you see on the right side of this screen that are having success in the same conditions, the people showing up on the left side, is they are making intentional, disciplined decisions to get themselves out of the conditions that they are placed in. Either no fault of their own or fault of their own, they're having purposeful focus. All right, have a great week. Take great care of each other, your patients and customers, and we'll see you back soon. Bye-bye, everybody.